Hi everybody, welcome to School of Scarlet. Today I have another message for you. So today it's really freezing here where I live. I actually live in Texas. It's not quite common to be this cold here, but it is. And so our home is primarily heated by fireplace. But it is so cold that we began to plug in some space heaters just to bring some more warmth into our home. And as I did that, it tripped the breakers and everything shut off. All of everything in our home shut down. And so it brought today's message through. And if you're new here, I share intuitive messages on a daily basis. So I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and come back for daily intuitive messages. It's no coincidence that you're here today. So as everything shut down, it really brought through today's message. I was sitting in the dark and I was really waiting for everything to get fixed or whatever and come back on and trip it back on and figure out what we had to unplug in order for everything to function correctly. See, we had everything plugged into our home like we usually do, like our lamps, all the little small things, but we added these heaters in and it was just too much. It overloaded that system. So I want to bring something to you today. There might be a situation in your life, and it oftentimes happens that we oftentimes get overloaded our own selves by having too much on our plates. So think about what's on your plate today. You may have a multitude of things on your plate. You might have, situations where you're stressed about family, or you're stressed about something at work, or maybe you're taking on some new responsibilities somewhere, or maybe you have a passion project that you're trying to put out. Maybe you're trying to start a business. Maybe it's all of these things coming together. You have issues with friends, or you have a thought loop that's happening, or maybe you're working on a healing journey or something like that. You have a lot going on. And so what can happen when we have so much going on is that in our own lives, we can actually shut down. Just like my home shut down, the breaker was tripped and everything shut down. The same thing can happen in our own lives. We could have so much on our plate, so much happening within our minds that suddenly we shut down. And what that can look like is things like depression, things like laying in bed for hours, things like scrolling on our phone endlessly and not really being able to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish. We literally shut down in a way that we can't get anything done because we have so much on our plate. So one of the things that I had to do when we tripped that breaker was, before we turned everything back on, I had to figure out some things to unplug. I had to discern what I should unplug from the system in order for this not to happen again. Now, we don't normally run those little space heaters, but it's so cold that I wanted to keep running those. Those were priority. They were big things. They were things that I needed at the time. We needed that heat. So I went around and unplugged the smaller things that did not matter as much. Like maybe there was something drawing power that really didn't matter, like a lamp. Or maybe there was something there like, a charger that was charging a computer, but the computer was pretty much charged. Or, there was something that was, plugged in somewhere and I unplugged it, because those little things, they don't really matter right now. It's not important right now, because the bigger thing, the heater, is what matters. So I want you to reflect in your own life. Intuitively, what I was feeling as that we have to kind of look and kind of prune away in our own lives those things that don't matter anymore. Maybe we're really concerned about something happening on social media. We need to unplug from that. That doesn't matter right now. We have priority in other things that are more important. Maybe the most important thing in your life right now is your healing journey, and so you're focusing on that. Maybe it's a passion. Maybe it's a passion project. Maybe it's your family. Those things take priority. So unplug from anything that does not. Anything that's drawing energy from you. Just like energy was being drawn in my home from these small little appliances, what is drawing energy from you right now that you do not need plugged into you? Maybe there is people in your life that are like energy vampires. They're taking from you and they're not really replenishing, and they're not really doing anything for you right now. It's time to step away from that. It's time to step away from anything that is drawing power, drawing energy from you that you don't need, because there's bigger things for you to be focusing on. You have greater things unfolding in your life right now, and those things take priority. Just like the heat takes priority in my life right now, there are things in your life that take priority. And what are those things? So really reflect and think about that for yourself. Comment down below what that is. Comment down below if there's anything that's drawing energy from your life and what that is. Confirm and, let go of that thing. Let that thing go. Unplug it. Unplug it and unplug it until you have the right energy source for the one thing that is important to you right now. Because we can truly be overloaded by too many things on our system. And that goes for the home and that goes for us as human beings. So I really just wanted to bring this message forth today and let you know that at the end of the day, sometimes that breaker will trip. And so just like it did at my house, everything went out. There was no power, there was no electricity anywhere, but there was a fire still going. And I could reset with that. So maybe something in your life might trip that breaker at some point, and I want you to see that that's not a bad thing. That's a moment for you to kind of reset, regroup in this moment, and realize these things that I'm talking about here today. So if you do somehow trip your breaker and you find yourself shut down, just reflect on, what do I need to unplug from? What is drawing energy from me that I do not need to have drawing energy from me right now? What are my priorities? What takes the front seat right now? So that is today's message. I hope that it found you well. If it resonated with you, if it was a helpful message to you, please give it a like, share it with others. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate all of your comments. I love reading them. I love your emails. Thank you so much for engaging with me. I really do appreciate it. If you'd like to connect further with me, I would encourage you to check out my website, www.schoolofscarlet.com. Thank you again so much for watching. I love you all, and I will catch you on our next message. If it is cold where you live, I hope that you stay warm and bundled up. I will catch you on our next message. I love you all.